Greetings YouTube, my name is Derek Green, Wishful Talent Evaluator and Sports Scout, and I will be telling you 6 reasons why the Saints will win a Super Bowl in 2018. Bear with me as this is some extensive explanations, and so I'll be reading from a couple of notes of mine. Okay, number 1, Sean Payton is an offensive mastermind. Throughout Sean Payton's tenure as head coach of the New Orleans Saints, he has had a plethora of carousing running backs and wide receivers. Coach Payton has always been able to devise schematic mismatches with his players, whether it be Marcus Colston across the middle or Jimmy Graham up the seam. This year will be no different as Michael Thomas is primed to have a breakout year in his 3rd season. Ted Ginn seems to have found the fountain of youth as his speed can still take the top off of a defense. Cam Meredith is an interesting player to watch coming over from the Chicago Bears, and Tre'Quan Smith has been a surprise of training camp, building a quick rapport with Drew Brees. He will also have a staple of running backs at his disposal as Alvin Kamara is ready to shine for his sophomore season in the black and gold. Jonathan Williams is an interesting back going into the preseason as the Saints will look for different options to make up for the loss of Mark Ingram during the first 4 games of the season. The Saints also signed Shane Vereen and Terrence West during the offseason, which should make for some interesting looks on 3rd down passing situations. They also drafted a scat back in Boston Scott for potential punt and kick return duties. Reason number 2, the Saints 2017 draft class. The Saints hit home runs all over the place in last year's draft as they selected Marshawn Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk, Marcus Williams, Alvin Kamara, Alex Anzalone, Trey Hendrickson, and Al-Qadim Muhammad. Marcus Williams flashed playmaking ability and ball skills that should have him capitalizing on any errant throws made by imposing quarterbacks. Alvin Kamara should relieve Mark Ingram of his starting duties, in my opinion, as Sean Payton takes the reins off of his 2nd-year stud. Trey Hendrickson and Al-Qadim Muhammad should add depth to a steadily improving Saints D-line. I expect significant improvement from each and every one of these 2nd-year guys. Reason number 3, death of owner Tom Benson. I expect all of the Saints players to have extra incentive to accomplishing their Super Bowl aspirations following owners Tom Benson's untimely and unfortunate passing. Coach Payton will have his players motivated and ready to compete at the highest level for the start of the regular season. Reason number 4, we have a first ballot Hall of Famer at quarterback. Drew Brees has been the most productive and, in my opinion, consistent passer of the football since joining the Saints in 2006. No quarterback has amassed for more passing yards or passing touchdowns during that span. Accuracy has always been a staple of his game as he led the league in completion percentage at 71.3% in 2017. Drew doesn't get the credit he deserves across the league, in my perspective, as the Saints have had a couple of disappointing seasons due to major defensive woes. However, quarterback Drew Brees has done an admirable job in carrying the load of pretty much the entire organization on his shoulders through the air. This year, he will have pieces on both sides of the football to dominate with balance. Reason number 5, the Saints will have the most improved defense in the NFL, solidifying them as legitimate Super Bowl contenders and favorites. A bold proclamation, but the stars seem to be aligning as a unit. Defensive coordinator Dennis Allen has had the Saints defense trending upwards since taking over the reins in 2015. Cameron Jordan finally got the credit he deserves this past season, earning first-team All-Pro defensive honors. He recorded a triple-double last year with 13 sacks, 14 pass defense, and 18 tackles for loss. He should become even more of an unstoppable force this upcoming season as the Saints drafted Marcus Davenport to accompany him on the other side of the line. The Saints also have Alex Okafor, who signed last offseason and flashed some disruptive potential before being sidelined due to injury. The Saints signed Demario Davis this offseason as they look to solidify an ever-shuffling linebacking core. Alex Anzalone can be one of the better covering linebackers as he's shown this training camp as long as he can stay healthy. Craig Robertson has shown stability over the past couple of seasons and is always ready if called upon. And A.J. Klein should be more comfortable with a full season with the defense under his belt. The Saints also have undervalued talent at the defensive tackle position, with Sheldon Rankins really coming on toward the end of last season. Let's not forget he was a first-round pick in 2016. The Saints also have David Onyemata coming off an upward trending second season. Tyler Davidson has gotten better each year as well. Lastly, the Saints should have an effective no-fly zone for the upcoming 2018 season. Marshawn Lattimore, as earlier stated, has solidified himself as one of the better corners in football, and I personally believe he can grow to be as dominant as Champ Bailey in his prime. The Saints have a real underrated talent on the opposite side in Ken Crawley, and have some depth at the cornerback position with P.J. Williams, Patrick Robinson, Arthur Millette, Justin Hardy, and Natrell Jamerson. Opposing teams should have difficulty matching up with the New Orleans corners in man-to-man situations. Saints also have depth at the safety position, with Marcus Williams having to stomach maybe the most demoralizing play in the history of Saints football with last season's Minneapolis Miracle. Look for him to be motivated and a nightmare for offensive coordinators across the league for years to come. The Saints signed Kurt Coleman this offseason from the Panthers, and Von Bell is a more than viable option at the strong safety position. Look at the Saints secondary to be a nice blend of youth, skill, speed, and strength this upcoming season as they endeavor to shock the world and bring a second Lombardi trophy to the city of New Orleans. The Saints have been known for their aerial attack throughout the Sean Payton era, but the NFL should take notice as the Saints found some balance on offense in 2017, finishing 5th in rushing. Reason number 6, the Saints O-line. One of the least glamorized positions in football is that of an offensive lineman. They do all the work keeping the quarterback clean and making sure running backs have a clean lane to run through. The Saints O-line was one of the best in football in 2017. Teron Armstead has had a couple of injury-plagued seasons, but it is agreed that if he can stay healthy, he has the talent to be one of the best left tackles in the game. Max Unger's presence was felt immediately since coming over from Seattle, providing performance, stability, and veteran leadership along the Saints offensive line. Andrus Peat is a former first-round pick out of Stanford University and has shown versatility, being capable of manning guard and tackle positions. He is still a young player, so one can assume he will only continue to ascend. Larry Warford has been modeling consistency along the Saints O-line at guard since coming over last year from the Detroit Lions, earning his first Pro Bowl berth in 2017. The Saints elected to pick up another tackle in last year's draft, selecting Ryan Ramczyk 32nd overall. He soon replaced Zach Strief and should look to improve on an impressive rookie season. Make sure y'all give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I cherish all feedback, and make sure you comment any suggestions or ideas that you have for any upcoming videos that I should do. Thank you, and God bless.